So welcome to Powerhouse, your performance and mindset to achieve any goal that you set out. And did you start January with a bang? Did you start out of the gates excited, and you're still powerfully moving forward in what you set up for yourself to achieve those goals? Or maybe you kind of galloped out of the gate, but you're really starting to slow down now, not only a canter, maybe a trot, maybe a walk. And I know some people that I've been talking to recently, they feel like they're actually going backwards. And we're into February, so now's the time to really be looking at and addressing what's going on. Why are we not able to implement what we've got out in front of us? Maybe some of us haven't got a plan laid out. And some people, of course, didn't actually have any goals set and certainly didn't have a plan. So if you're in any of those categories, I want you to get excited, because that is exactly what we're going to be looking at today. So can everybody just put up a quick in the chat section, just to make sure I'm not missing anything, that you can all hear me okay? So can you just type yes or a Y in the chat? So can everyone see where to type the yes in? I'm just going to quickly type in, because there's no reason why you can't all hear me. So Justine, you've got your hand up. I think that was a yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys, let's move forward. So your guest speaker today is me, Karen Oates. Not sure who of you on the call today. There's a number of you, I recognize the names. There's certainly a lot of you that I don't know who you are. So maybe you don't know who I am. I'm absolutely extremely passionate about supporting and helping women to step into their own greatness, find their courage, go after what it is they came here for. We're all on a journey here, but we came to live the very best lives that we possibly can. So it takes courage. It takes you to be prepared to commit to what it is that you want and go for it. And I'm here, this is what I'm passionate about, to make sure that every woman possible gets the best opportunity to do that. Excuse me just a moment, I'm just going to clear my throat. Okay. So I just have one little, so I'm just taking it a little bit further because I've missed out a slide, but that's okay. We may get it in a different order. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background, a little bit about me, so that those of you who are not aware of who I am, you can get a bit of a feel for the person that's communicating to you today. I guess if I start with, why am I on this journey? Why am I now here passionate about supporting other women to be the best that they can be, to live the very best version of themselves every single day and obtain what they want in their life and in their business? My journey has been around my children. My children have created lives for themselves that have, for many years, for me, I saw them as absolutely not being what I would want for my children. It put experiences on it for me that at the time I had to learn and grow through that. Very much spent my life being disempowered, although to the outside world I kind of had it all together. I was in business, and it appeared that I was able to get what I was, get the result that I wanted, but in actual fact, inside, I was in turmoil. My son ended up leaving home, getting into trouble, going to jail. That was kind of the first situation that meant I was looking for ways to help support myself, just to get through every day. It wasn't about growing my business or doing anything, it was just about getting through every day. I don't know whether any of you can relate to that. You've had experiences yourself. So I was in business for myself at that time, and everything impacted. You know, outwardly, as I say, there were no obvious signs at first. It's like, wow, she's got it all together. But of course, nobody knew my story. Nobody knew what was going on, because part of my kind of story from my childhood was around guilt and shame. So I didn't want anyone to know. But it was really the guilt I felt as a mother. I wasn't providing the right environment, situation to be able to support my children. My son has ended up going on to experience a drug journey, and so has my daughter. So there's been some fairly significant things that have meant I've had to go in search of what I could in order to be the best person that I could be, to grow my business while I'm still going through a whole lot of experiences that, especially in the past, disempowered me. So I spent way too long being disempowered, and I went on this journey to find how I could best support myself. And once I kind of started getting through that, I could no longer kind of hold back and not acknowledge that I came here to teach what I was here to learn. So that's why I'm talking to you today. It's why I do what I do, and why I'm passionate about supporting and helping women, especially those who are in business who might have had something big go on and they're still disempowered by that, or that they are currently going through something. But you don't have to have had some biggie stuff go on in order for you to live from a disempowered place, because we learn so much from our community, from our society, from our parents, that does not serve us. Beliefs and behaviours that we have in place that create this world that we see as our reality. But it's sort of evolved by default. So I'm all about helping people get that out of the way so that you can step into your greatness. It takes some courage, but it's about you. It's about living the very best life that you can. But in order for that to happen, you need to be taking action at the same time, especially when you're in business. So that's a little bit. I've kind of rambled on, and I was going to sort of frame up a little bit about my style. I have a set agenda for today, but I can go off on tangents. So I just want you to know that at times I may do that, and I will aim to pull myself back as soon as I recognise that I'm doing that. So I also, because there's quite a lot of content I want to get through, but there is so much I can talk about that, and so much value I could add that I'm going to pull myself back when I find I'm going off on a tangent. I'm also interactive, so I really want you guys to be interactive as well. So I'm going to ask you a few questions at times. So have a look on your screen and see if you can see where the chat box is. And I'd love for you to be interactive as well. So I'm going to today help you create an unstoppable mindset, if you like. It's for you to have turbocharged everything that you possibly can, so that you're getting it reflecting in your performance and in who you are. So one of the key things that I have clients or women especially coming to me to talk to me about, and that's about procrastination, avoidance, confusion, overwhelm, all of those things that stop us from moving forward in our business and in our life. I'm sure you've all got areas of your life that you know where you're putting off. Excuse me one moment. It's all these things that we forget to do when we're having a busy day. So my apologies if you all heard my phone ring. Okay, so avoidance, procrastination, confusion, overwhelm, all those things we want to banish that for good. So I'm going to give you some serious content here, some good tools to take away for you to be able to move powerfully forward and go after those goals. So I'm going to give you everything I can in the time that I've got, and at the end, I'll let you know exactly how we can keep the conversation going so that you can install this in your business and in your life. So there's going to be a recording for the people who stay on, plus there will be a really special bonus at the very end, and you don't want to miss that, so stick around. We've got some really good stuff to go through. So I promised you the 6-step formula to achieve any goal rapidly and the exact order to execute these steps. So these are the things that we're going to work through. How to end procrastination, avoidance, overwhelm and confusion. How to have unstoppable confidence in everything you do. And the secret sauce that will change everything. Does that sound exciting? Cool, let's get into it. I just, as I said before, I want to get a bit interactive here. So I want to ask you all just to jot down in the chat box, what's the hardest, excuse me, what's the hardest part about being in business? What are you finding are the key things that you would deem as being hard? Can you type in the chat box what it is for you right now? What's the hardest part about being in business for you? Can you all find the chat box? I'm just going to unmute one of you. Sally.
Muted. Hi.
Sally, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Because I'm not getting any chat coming through in the chat box.
Yes, I can hear you.
Cool. Can you find the chat box?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So can you just type something in there? Because I'm just not sure if I'm not seeing it.
Okay, I have typed something in there. Do you want me to do it again?
Yes, please. Thank you. I'll just unmute you again. Sorry, mute you again.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've just typed it in again.
For some reason, I'm not seeing the chat, which is pretty frustrating. But that's okay. So looks like, for whatever reason, we're going to be, I'm going to be running a little bit blind because I can't see the chat. So maybe we're not going to be as interactive as I first thought. Okay, let's move on. But, you know, we all have varying things that we deem as being hard in our business. You know, is it lack of sales? Is it lack of leads? Is it staffing? Is it you? Do you acknowledge that there's some things that are going on for you that you're just not doing the things that need to be done? Do you feel like you're missing a plan, that you don't have the right strategy either in marketing or sales, or, you know, just looking at what you deem as being hard? And then we're going to look at what needs to happen for you to first of all change your mindset on that, and then what's it going to take for you to find the right strategy? What's it going to take for you to you know, have a better relationship with your staff? So we're going to just look at, in a generic way, how you can best move through that. So what does it take to be a successful entrepreneur? And this is where I was going to love having some interaction, because a bit like what are we finding hard, it's different for each of us. So what does it take to be a successful entrepreneur? Yes, we need strategy. Yes, we need to know what to do. But the most important thing, and it's the thing that I find with my clients and those women that I talk to in business, the first thing, it's about mindset. It's about how we get in our own way. How the beliefs that don't serve us are the things that can not only slow us down but paralyze us at times, because we live in, a lot of the time, that place called, or with that thing called, fear. The fear of making that sales call, the fear of turning up at that meeting and knowing that we're going to have to talk to someone that we might deem, to be one of the big players or the big boys. Is it just fear of the circumstances or the result being the same as what it was once before when you tried it? Whatever it might be, but fear can be the number one thing that stops us. And of course, fear is not even real. Fear is just a perception. So when you are able to acknowledge and be aware of what's really going on and put a whole lot of things in place, simple things, powerful things that mean you know that you can walk into what you would once have called a fearful place. It still might be uncomfortable and then maybe resistance, but you know that all the rewards that you want are on the other side. So fear was a great, and it still is. We talk about fear that is, what's the word? The fear that we all experience that keeps us safe. But the fear that we think is keeping us safe, or our unconscious mind thinks that it's keeping us safe, but in reality it's not. And then there's the fear on the other side, of course, if you walk too close to the edge of the cliff, you might fall over. So there's that kind of fear that does keep us physically safe. So we're just going to be mindful of the part that fear really plays in our whole lives. Oh, this was the slide that was supposed to be before. So this was just a little bit about how I want to help, how I'm here to serve. I'm here to give back from not only my experiences, but also my training. So here we go. This is the slide I thought was coming before. So I'm actually a licensed NLP master practitioner, a certified results coach, a certified evolved leadership coach, and of course the biggest training ground of all, and that's been my journey. I gave you just a little tiny snapshot of my journey, and I, it's not about my story. It's about what I can help others and how I can support others through their journey based on my own personal experiences. So I just want to ask you this question. What's valuable to you? Why do you do what you do? There's that big why. I know that a lot of women in business these days, we're all upskilling, we've got access to so much information, and there's some powerful tools and information and programs out there on the internet. And many of you might be aware of Simon Sinek, whose book is called, it escapes me right this moment, but I think it's just simply called What's Your Why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you get up every morning? What motivates you to want to get out of bed and go do whatever it is in your business? What is it that makes you want to achieve certain things? The reason that you want to have the money or be financially free or time free. Why? Why? The why question. I want you to all, just for this moment, think about why. It might be, your why might be, you really want to provide your family with all the best experiences they can possibly have, to be able to send them to a great school, to be able to travel with them, to be able to, you know, whatever it is for you. Maybe your why's connected to something personal for you around an experience you've had, and you just want to now, like, no more am I going to settle for ordinary or mediocre. Now's my time. That's my why. So what's your why? I just want you to reflect on that. So, okay, now we're going to get into some nutty content. The 6 steps to achieve any goal rapidly. So step number 1, so take notes, and as much as I'd love interaction, I'm not getting to see your questions, so I'm sorry I can't respond. So number 1 is clarity. Are you really clear on what your goals are? So I want you to think now about your 12-month goal for your business or for your life. I want you to identify the one big thing. It might be attached to a financial outcome. You may have tagged that you want to earn X, let's say $100,000 in the next 12 months. Maybe it's $500,000, whatever it is for you, whatever your big goal is. In your business, let's look at your business. What is your goal? Clearly define that goal. You've got to be really clear. Okay, then the second thing, and this is probably where you actually, oh no, you won't see it twice, because I did have it in there twice. I used to have it in there twice. Commitment. Are you really committed to having what it is that you say you want? Now, commitment and want are 2 totally different things. You can be playing on the want court, where in actual fact you're not even on the court. You're sitting in the grandstand pointing to that elite player saying, I want to be up there where he is. I want all the rewards that he has for being on that court, for being that elite player. So are you that person that's sitting in the grandstand pointing? Or are you the person that's actually on that court, showing up every day for practice at 4 o'clock in the morning, showing up with that attitude of, there is no other alternative. I am going to win at my game. There is no back door. I'm showing up every single day and doing whatever it takes. Because it's that whatever it takes attitude that is going to get you the result that you want. And right now, if you say that you're committed to that goal, and maybe that was your goal last year as well, and you didn't achieve it, then the question for you is, are you really committed? And the answer to that is actually no, because commitment, the result that you're currently getting or that you got last year is a function of your commitment. So it's looking at what needs to happen for you to get commitment, for you to take on commitment as no alternative. There is no back door, that I'm doing this no matter what, and not allowing any reason that you're currently giving yourself to be your excuse, because we think we have valid reasons, and in your reality right now you have valid reasons. I don't have the time. My husband wants me to do this. I've got 6 children. I haven't got the money. Those are the things that you're using to keep everything in place. As I say, I'm not taking away from the fact that it is your reality right now, but the real reality is that this is keeping everything locked in place. And we'll explore that a little bit more, but it's about commitment. There is no other alternative. Okay, so we've got clarity, you know what your goal is, and you're committed. Awesome. Now, in regards to your business, you need to know your numbers. You need to know what needs to happen for you to get the financial. We're going to talk a little bit about financial. This kind of plays out with anything. Knowing your numbers means what needs to happen in order for you to achieve that. You know, if you've got another goal, maybe it's around, you know, okay, it's your time, you've made a decision and a line in the sand. You want to experience a new, powerful, or rather empowered relationship with, and have a new, significant other, have a great, extraordinary relationship with someone. So you've still got to know what needs to happen. You know, I need to start going on dates. What do I need to, you know, how do I go about that? So it's not so much the how, but it's knowing the numbers. So if we're looking at a financial goal, sales. At some form, if you're in business, there will be a sales element. Okay, so how many sales do we need to get in whatever we do in order for us to reach that $100,000 in the next 12 months? So we're going to work backwards. So we work backwards from the 100,000. So first of all, sales. The sales are going to give us the $100,000. So that many sales. So we need, you know, say it's $1,000. We need 100 sales. How many leads do I need? Okay, so I need 500 leads, because I know, or I'm going to use kind of an industry standard, that for 500 leads, I'm going to convert 100 of those. So do you get what I said? What I mean about knowing your numbers? Again, it helps with the clarity. Know your numbers as to what needs to happen. Not the how, but the what. So number 4, what are the 5 most powerful actions that I need to take every day or every week? You know, when I take on a new client often, and I'm going to talk about a client that I'm currently working with, we're going to call her Sue. She would, when we first started working together, show me what her plan was for the week. So what are your 5 most important steps? What are the 5 actions that you're going to take? And it was about, I'm going to put a new page on my website, I need your business card. So, great, those things need to be done, but they're right down they're kind of in there nice to have. They're, you know, they're kind of important, but they're not going to get you the absolute result that you want. So what are the important actions in your business? Is it about, you know, if we look at back to know your numbers here, we've got sales, leads, conversions. So in actual fact, the biggest thing that we can be doing is making sales, right? Because that's going to have the biggest impact in getting us to where we want to be. So what are the actions that you're going to take this week that is going to make you a sale? And work backwards. Okay, so I need leads. So I'm going to make, so first of all, it's about making a commitment. I'm going to make 2 sales this week. Okay, great. So what needs to happen? I need to get 10 leads. Okay, how am I going to do that? What do I do? What's in my marketing plan or my, you know, in my marketing strategy that is going to give me that many leads? Okay, so any of you might be doing Facebook ads. You have to put a Facebook ad up this week. Do you get what I'm saying? What are the most powerful actions? The big things also that you are putting off, those things that you know, and it could very well be sales. It could be the fact that you've got to pick up the phone and have a conversation. And you're putting it off because maybe in the past you've not had the result that you want. But it's still, or you know, it's rejection. None of us like rejection. But if you can change your thinking around why you're picking up that phone, You're picking up that phone because you've got some way of helping someone. You've got something, because if you're in business and you don't believe in your product or your service, then that's a whole nother conversation. And even in this process, if you are still struggling with picking up that phone, then there's probably some, more kind of in-depth work that you could be doing around, the fact that rejection still impacts you, or rejection of this type. So it's about working on you, knowing and owning your value in your business, because it's about you stepping into that. It's when you can own the value that you bring, that's when the magic happens in regards to you being able to follow through. But until that is, until you're working down that path, you also need just pick up the phone and do it, because you're going to get better and better at it. And we use our procrastination strategies to stop us doing it. I don't have the right thing to say yet. Oh, but that's not the right time to ring them. It's just pick up the phone, make the calls. So if you can pick up the phone, make the calls, then even if you put down that you're going to do that 5 times and you don't get a result, you've done it. It's great, because next time you're going to get even better. So it really is about identifying those key 5 most important and powerful actions that you're going to take that are your focus. It may be daily, it may be weekly, but those are the things that are top of your list. And we're going to talk more about how procrastination impacts those and how we can get that out of the way so that you are going to choose that big first thing to do every day. So number 5 is the 5 qualities to adopt. It's kind of twofold this. It's looking at what are the behaviours that currently you want to let go of. So it might even be kind of switching them on their head. So maybe it's thinking about, I've got leads, but I don't call or have a conversation with them because I'm nervous or fearful. So that's kind of a behaviour that is disempowering, right? So what are the sticking points? Maybe it's around tech stuff that you keep telling yourself that you are no good with technology. So you're not even though you really do know in your heart that Facebook is where your ideal clients hang out, but you've just got this block around technology, and you're not open enough to learn and grow and step into that space. So if that is your kind of, like, it's a disempowering statement, tech's too hard, technology stuff's too hard, and I get overwhelmed. So the new quality, if you like, that you want to take on board is like a new empowering statement. I love learning new technology, and I'm open and always want to be moving forward. So it's just looking at what is the new quality that you want to take on board. And it may be nothing to do with an existing disempowering one that you've got, but there's some other quality out there that you want to take on board. And again, it can be in the sales conversation. I'm a powerful communicator. One of my previous clients has, when she first came to work with me, had this belief running that she was a poor communicator, that she never knew what to say. But outwardly, she communicated so well. In fact, she was not only a good communicator, but a good connector. And when she felt that she knew what she was talking about, she was away, she was fine. It was when she was, wanting to communicate about something that she felt she didn't know about, but of course she did actually know about it. So it was what she was telling herself. So she took on a new quality or a new belief, which was the opposite of that I'm a powerful communicator and I've always got a way of helping somebody else. So look at the 5 things that, or 5 areas and the 5 qualities that you want to take on. So number 6 is a secret sauce. So this is one of, I'm going to talk to you today about 2 of my secret sauces. This secret sauce is the most powerful and always needs to come first. When I say comes first, yes, you've got to have your clarity and your commitment and know everything else, but on a daily basis, this needs to come first. In a moment-by-moment basis, this needs to come first. And this is your emotional state. How do you feel? If you can get yourself in the best emotional state, first thing every morning, then that is going to set you up for the most powerful day. So we're going to talk a little bit more about how we can apply the secret sauce and the impact that that will have. So I just want to ask you, and I would get you type it in the chat box, and hey, go ahead and type it in the chat box. Maybe I'll come across it at the end of the webinar, but it's just not appearing in my chat box. But I want you to write down what's been the most useful so far. What have we kind of covered off that has been useful for you? So just finish writing down what's been most useful so far for you. And now I want to get into talking about procrastination. Now, procrastination kind of covers a whole gambit of reasons that we don't do the things we know we need to be doing. We can tell ourselves that we're confused. We can be in overwhelm. We can be in avoidance. We can be paralyzed. And how do all those states make you feel? Well, I guess it's, there's nothing quite like that feeling of overwhelm, that feeling of stress. So what we're going to talk to, we're kind of lumping all those things into the bucket called procrastination. So again, it's looking at, it's kind of twofold. There's what's going on with you. So again, this is using your secret sauce to get you in the very best emotional state and to have you stay in that emotional state every single day, where you feel connected, you feel energized, you feel fueled, you feel powerful, you feel empowered. Who wants some of those or all of those to be the way you feel every day and the place that you operate from? Because that's where the magic starts happening. And you all know, I'm sure, that you've tasted it before, and maybe a lot of you are actually in this state a lot. But I'm picking that maybe you're not because you're on this call today. And that's called your flow. When you're in your flow, doesn't the magic happen? It's a bit like, we hear about sports people, don't we, all the time, being in their flow. So we want to access that state, and that's what we're accessing when we use our secret sauce. So procrastination, again, if we look at from a business perspective, there are certain activities that we're not doing. And we get further and further behind, we get more into overwhelm. We use confusion as our excuse. It's kind of like our relinquishment bucket. We give away responsibility because we say, I'm confused. Or, I don't know how. So we actually do know. And if we don't know the exact steps, we sure have heaps of places to go out and find it. We can ask for help, but we allow again, for that to keep everything in place. Because we don't have to take responsibility if we keep telling ourselves we're confused, we don't know how, we're overwhelmed, we've got so much to do, we haven't got time. They can almost all be lumped in procrastination because it means that it stops us taking the action we need to take. So it's clarity, what needs to be done. And the first thing at the top of that list is the hardest thing first. So every day, clarity, what do I need to do today? Write that list. Put the hardest thing at the top. Eat that frog. For those of you who have read, is it Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog? So if you eat your frog first thing in the morning, oh my goodness, how powerful is that? It gives us confidence momentum when we can tick that thing, that big thing off first, because man, if you've been putting that off the way I know some people put things off and how I used to put things off, when you actually get it done, it's first of all, it's like, why didn't I just do that? Why did I put it off for so long, or why do I keep putting it off? So first of all, it's like, oh my goodness, there was nothing actually hard about it. It was all in my head. So you've ticked it off, and that gives you the confidence to go, whoa, what else can I do today? Because you've just done the biggest thing first. So it gives you confidence and momentum. The third thing, so it's really, 3 steps to going through this process around procrastination. Is control your state. And again, this is number 1. Because it's all about energy. It's when we are in that energy, you know what it's like. When somebody walks in a room and you feel the confidence and the positive energy that's exuding from them. And it's a bit like for yourself when you're in your flow and you're feeling the confidence and that you are attracting all those, the good things. And when you're not, when you're stuck in that other state, the one where you can't move, you don't want to, you're feeling rubbish, you're feeling tired, you're feeling, energy's lacking, and everything comes into your head, and it's like, this monkey mind takes over. So this flow and aligned state is about where you operate from your heart, not your head. Where you're coming from love in all aspects of what you do. Everything is about love, the energy of love. So for those of you on the call that, this might sound a bit woo-woo, I'm kind of picking that most of you have had a taste because I'm very much about woo-woo, but not the old woo-woo. This is the co-creative, spiritual energy kind of aspect of life and how we can apply it to everything, and that's what I'm about. So I'm kind of getting that the people that have been kind of attracted to anything I put out there will get that, and I just want you all to know that this is where your power is, when you can access this. This is when you can show up as the very best version of yourself every single day. But if you're not there right now and you're not living in that place most of the time, there are some things that you're going to need to do to change those habits, change those beliefs that are holding you in that disempowered place that you live in or can live in a lot of the time, and it's impacting your business and your life. So control your state, find your flow and align with the best energy first. So the energy of love that creates universes. So this is just, here we go. Here we have Kate, Sue, Liz and Terry. Not really their real names. But these are, just want to give you an example of some clients that I've worked with who really, most of their lives, as I was just saying before about disempowerment, spent so much of their time feeling disempowered, that are not getting the results they want in their life, whether it be financial, whether it be free, freedom. What does freedom mean? Because so many people come to me and say that they want freedom. Freedom from financial worry, freedom from health concerns, freedom from all the freedom to go and do things, freedom to have the choice of what they want to do, but there's something that's in their way. And they can think that it's the money or the health, but it's actually them that's in the way. And when they start showing up as who they truly are, they can start really expressing that to the world, not expressing what they think everybody else thinks they should be. When they start owning who they are and the value that they bring to every single aspect of their lives, the value that they bring into their business. When you can own that value, everything changes. When you can own who you are and the value that you bring in your relationships with your significant other, your family, the people around you, your work colleagues, whoever it might be. But owning that value, because you have a value, a huge value in every aspect of your life. But so often we don't claim that. We don't acknowledge that. Because we may be getting feedback from those around us who are not acknowledging that, who are actually putting, we're perceiving it to be, we've had experiences, past experiences, that have us believe that we're not good enough. So when you can own the value in every aspect of your life, your business will change, your relationships will change, your financial status will change. So this is Kate, Sue, Liz and Terry, who were in these different states, in avoidance, overwhelmed, don't know what to do, confusion. These are the signs that you're not owning the value that you bring, that you're not prepared to push through. Right now, you're not prepared to push through what we deem as our comfort zone. We don't want to go where we feel the fear. So I guess it's that old saying of feel the fear and do it anyway. Or step outside your comfort zone. Because fear is only a projection based on your beliefs, based on experiences that you might have had in the past, and you project that out into your future, and you worry that it's all going to happen again, or it's going to happen that way because that's the way you've been conditioned. It's when you can step into the unknown and trust and know that the possibility can be different. But it all starts with a decision. You've got to decide that you want what it is that you say you want, that you commit to your goals, because this is the very first step and the most powerful step, is make that decision, make that commitment that there is no other way, there is no other option but you achieving this, and you will do whatever it takes. And that can mean that you have to shift your whole paradigm in your thinking around what you've allowed to get in your way in the past. And again, I'm not taking away from all those things, all those reasons that are sitting there right in front of you now as your reality, whether it be my partner, my family, I haven't got the time, I'm already so busy, I don't have the money. All those things are excuses. They are a symptom of what's really going on. Because you can change things, you can move things, if that's the most important thing for you. If you no longer want to settle for what you've been settling for up until this point, if you want to live an extraordinary life, because that's actually what we all came here for. It's not selfish, it's your birthright to claim anything that you want and go after it. And doing it from a place of owning who you are So it's about having, you know, the confidence. Who wants a taste of unstoppable confidence? To be in your flow. When you use the secret sauce, to be in your flow every single day. When you go through a process, that the one that I use is a morning ritual that has me set up, but in doing the process, I play at 100%. That means for the rest of the day, I play and do everything at 100%. So it's about how you show up. How do you show up every day? When you're in your flow, I know that you've all probably had a taste of what it's like to be in your flow. Do you want to live in your flow for 100% of the time instead of 1% of the time? Where you own your style and who you are. So secret sauce number 1. A powerful thing to do every single day is to set yourself up so that you're in the best emotional state. A morning ritual, I'll give you a taste of what I do and my clients do. It's a morning ritual that is anchored to music, where the first part of the process is about getting into the state of gratitude. And I don't mean just writing down a few things that you're grateful for. I mean connecting with a piece of music that already has maybe an emotional connection for you, and really connecting to everything that you are grateful for the most obvious things, whether it be your children, your grandchildren, your significant other, whatever it is. It's like all those sort of emotional human connection things that you're grateful for, the people in your life, the places that you've been, the experiences that you've had, the things in your surroundings. Mother Nature, just open the door and look outside and feel how wonderful it is to be alive. But sitting there in that place of gratitude with your eyes closed, visualizing those experiences, those people, and connecting emotionally, absolutely, where tears can be streaming down your face. So for maybe 3 minutes of that, then going into a hardcore connecting with kind of a masculine energy, where you have empowering statements that you are yelling out with everything that you've got, with gusto, that is kind of like layering over the top of any disempowering belief that you might still hold. Any little, you know, anything that's niggling away, probably the key things that have been holding you back for a long time, we kind of use an opposite statement that is going to kind of get you into beast mode. Now, this whole ritual is about kind of the opposite energy. So it's very feminine energy that we use around the gratitude process, and then a very masculine energy. But then we're yelling this out and playing it 100%, like embodying and moving at the same time, where this is actually like embodying into every cell, that you feel courageous and bold and confident, whatever it may be, and that you become a powerhouse for those next 3 minutes, where you're yelling over the top of some hardcore, pumpy kind of music. And then it's sitting down and getting back into another kind of meditative state and going into looking at what life looks like for you in the next week, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, the next 12 months, the next 5 years. So kind of looking out into the future and visualizing the exact moments of you having achieved the things that you have set out to achieve, and experiencing that as your reality, because our minds don't actually know the difference between what we're experiencing right now and what we're putting into that visualization. But we'll always go towards the better energy, the higher energy. And when you're in that state of excitement, and again, it's turning up the feelings to really experience what what those moments are like when you've achieved what it is you set out to achieve. And then the last thing I do is just like a dance it out, kind of let go of anything that you need to let go of and just get in your flow in with the music. So that's just a taste of secret sauce number one, which is the morning ritual. So for you, what is it for you that you can do every single morning to get you in the best state? And those things that I mentioned, gratitude, future pacing, empowering statements, how can you use those to really ramp up the emotional experience and have some music maybe in the background that anchors all that together so that tomorrow when you play that same music, you're almost instantly in that state because you've already got that emotion anchored into that music, and you just keep layering and layering and layering until you know that every single day, and you do this morning ritual, because it's all about commitment and discipline, that you're able to get the absolute maximum out of everything you do. So we're just kind of winding down a little bit now. I want you to think about why you want to be unstoppable, to always be in your flow, to achieve your goals, and to live your very best life. Why do you want it? I want you to think about that and write it down. So are you like this guy here? Are you sick of waiting? Waiting and hoping that things will be different? That maybe there's a magic key that you can find. You know, we go out and search on the internet looking for just the right strategy. Or, you know, the new latest shiny toy thingy that will do the trick. That panacea that could change everything. Well, if you're not the guy there yet, if you keep waiting for those things, you may end up being that skeleton. Because all the rewards are for those who make the commitment, will do whatever it takes, starts taking the action. Even if you don't know what all the action steps are. It's a bit like driving to, you know, wherever it is you're going on a journey. You set off at night, you know that where you're going to. Let's say you're going to Sydney. Now, for those in Australia, for those in New Zealand, or Wellington, maybe. You get in the car and you turn on the headlights because it's night time and you can only see 100 metres out in front of you at the beginning, right? But you're trusting that the road's going to show up as the headlight comes out in front of you. So you just travel that first 100 metres and then the next 100 metres. But you know where you're going. You know your destination. But the other point here is also, it's not just about the destination, is it? It's about the journey. It's about being present in every moment. It's about enjoying the process. Because if you're in business and you're not enjoying it, then why are you doing it? It's about you loving every aspect of what you have to do or what you want to do. But you're living from that place of, you know, most of the time in my business, I'm passionate about it. There's a certain percentage that, you know, it's the same old admin things or whatever, don't necessarily like to do. And some of them now I'm getting other people to do. But it is about doing them anyway with the best, in the best possible way, in the best, from the best possible place. Because you know that's going to get you to where you want to go. So don't wait. Make the decision. Get committed. Start taking the action. Even, you know, it's not perfect action, because perfectionism is another one of the procrastination tools, if you like. So that gets dumped in the procrastination bucket. Perfectionism. It's stopping you from doing and taking the action that you need to take. Take imperfect action. And as you move forward, you'll get better at it, or you'll find a better way. and you'll start getting confidence momentum as well. So decide that no longer will you settle for mediocre. Decide that it's your time. Decide that you are going to do whatever it takes. And you'll start attracting, using the energy that we've been talking about by doing your morning ritual. You'll start attracting all the clients that you want to work with. The money starts flowing. So it's about alignment of energies. When you're working from the very best energy, all the like-minded people start showing up. All the experiences that align with that same energy start presenting themselves. So you become, instead of pushing or pulling through your business and everything that you're doing, it starts being attracted to you. So secret source number 2 is about absolutely putting some boundaries in place. So what do you need to be doing to fuel yourself? So it's like, if we want to go on a journey, we go and get in the car. If the car's got no fuel in it, we're not going anywhere. So looking at all the things that need to happen in order for you to physically and emotionally be in your best state. So boundaries such as, what's your health regime? So what do you do for fitness and food? Looking at things like meditation. What forms of filling yourself up? Do you go and connect with nature? Can you take 5 minutes in the middle of the day just to make sure you're centered and you are being present? What activities can you do to start encouragement more of getting out of your head and getting into your heart and living from that space? So all these things are around discipline and putting things in place so that you're in your very best physical, mental, and emotional state every day. So what I want you to all do now is write down or think about your biggest goal that you have right now. So maybe write it down. Now what I want you all to be sitting down and get really, really comfortable, because we're just going to go through the secret sauce, one of the secret sauce processes to lock these things in place. So I want you now to close your eyes, and in a moment I'm going to take you on your journey. So I want you to be very relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. And I now want you, wherever you're sitting, to rise up. Rise right up through the roof of wherever you are right now. Up into the sky. Floating out there amongst the stars. Amongst the fairy dust. Amongst the magic of the universe. And I want you now to continue floating and flying until you reach a certain place that you love to go. A place that you're emotionally connected to. Maybe it's on the top of a mountain or a beach or in that special place that you love to go. So I want you to now see what's around you. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you are there in that place celebrating the achievement of that goal. You know, the one that you said would happen no matter what. The one that you claimed as yours. The one that you're committed to. And you're celebrating that. And you look around you and you see all those people, those special people in your life, your family. Who are those special people? Look at the smile on their face. Because they're all here celebrating you. Because you do what it takes. You showed up. You put on your big girl pants and you said, I'm not going to settle for mediocre. I came here to live an extraordinary life. I want you to see now what else is around you. I want you to embrace everything. I want you to start now connecting with the feelings. How does it feel now that you are in this place with these people and in this surrounding? How fabulous and joyous that you feel and how grateful you are in this moment. Now I want you to think about everything that had to take place in order for this to all happen. All those things that unfolded, those sales that were made, those leads you generated, all those people that you asked for support, and how you stepped up, how you knew that it was time for you to play a bigger game. Now I want you to come slowly back to 6 months out from now, where again you're celebrating that milestone. You're celebrating because everything's starting to change. You really are attracting those clients that you love to work with. You are attracting the sales that you wanted to happen. And all your relationships with the people that you love. Wow. All those things that used to bug you don't bug you anymore. And how they're all showing up because you led the way. Because you gave them permission to be their very best version of themselves and to live from that place. How the money is now showing up. You might have had a few doubts along the way, but you lived in trust and faith because you knew there was no other alternative. I want you to feel the warmth of the sun on your face and the joy in your heart right now. Now I want you to rise up and start coming all the way back to now, right above the roof of where you're sitting right now. And I just want you to stop and take a moment to look around at all that fairy dust and those stars and feel that amazing feeling of that journey you've just been on. And before you drop down, back down into your seat, I want you to look around and know that because it is in this moment that you made the commitment, that you said there is no other alternative. This is what I came here for. I'm 100% committed to living my best life. And feel that feeling of you showing up every single day as the best version of you. Now I just want you to gently come on down, back down into your seat, and back down into the room. And before you open your eyes, just wiggle your toes and your fingers. And now, just go ahead, take a deep breath, and open your eyes. Well, I went on a pretty cool journey. I don't know whether you all did. So this is another secret sauce where you can take yourself on that journey, where you commit, connect, see what you see when you've achieved your goal. But always remembering, whether you're doing any visualization process or you're walking through your life, it's about enjoying the moment. It's about squeezing every last little drop of juice that you can from everything you do, every experience, and being grateful. So now it's just a little bit of a taste of how it can be if you choose to make that commitment to yourself. And you take on board some of the things that we've talked about today. Find your secret sauce or sources. Take yourself through those 6 steps. Understand what you need to do and take action on making sure procrastination does not hold you back. That everything that you have lumped in that bucket as your reasons for not moving forward. Get in your very best state every single day so that you can live in that state every single moment. So that's the end of the webinar. I hope that you've got some value from that today. There's some powerful tools in there, especially around those steps, about the 6 steps and making sure that you follow the process, about making sure that procrastination is not in your way. Now, I have a gift for you, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call. I would like to offer every single one of you a bonus call, and a strategy session where I'll help walk you through getting really, really clear on what it is that you want. To make the commitment for you to do what it takes to get you there. But of course, we're going to have to look at what's going on now. Because there's a gap, isn't there? There's a gap between where you are now and where you want to go. So what's in the way? What's in that gap? And we're going to do some work on clearing out and getting you so that you can set yourself up powerfully to move forward. Because it's about implementation of the steps. It's about following through. It's about taking imperfect action. So I want to set you all up so that you implement these steps, because you can get your goals achieved before the end of the year if you firstly commit and decide that there is no other alternative and you do whatever it takes, because all the process is there for you. So I hope you've got some value out of the call today. I'm going to give each of you a quick call, and then we will set up for the 60-minute session. So thank you for being on the call today. It's my privilege to be able to support and help women just like you step into their courage to become the very best version of themselves and live an extraordinary life, have an extraordinary business, and have the relationships that they deserve. Have a fantastic afternoon, everyone.